What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Road to the GOAT series for NBA 2K22. And I know I've been missing for a while. I took a little bit of a vacation break and I'm back. I'm finally back, but before I went on vacation, I played about 2 games of 2K, and these are the 2 games I'm going to show you in this video. So right now, we are in the Hall of Fame League, I believe, and we had to restart last time, and so we have to go back to tier 3 and try and pick up 2 victories, and it's proven to be tougher than I thought, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the teams I'm choosing or the opponents I'm going up against, and I knew it was gonna get a lot harder, but not this hard, man. The second to last league that I need to get through is this challenging. I would expect this in the greatest of all time, but you know what, it is what it is, and we just have to go out there and do our stuff. But I'm going back with the Clippers, and I just don't know why I always choose the Los Angeles Clippers. This time around, when I had to restart, I was thinking about teams that could provide good defense, because when we first gave an attempt at this league, our defense was just horrendous, and I thought the Los Angeles Clippers had good defense, and I kind of had faith in the guys on the offensive end to at least make easy shots and wide open shots. But even though I played with this team many times and that's not the case on the offensive and defensive end, I still decided to give them a chance, and to begin this game, it's not looking too good. I mean, we've only scored 3 points in the first quarter. I mean, the first quarter is still winding down, but this guy, he's just taking me to town with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm just in shock right now. This is probably the first time I've ever seen anyone use the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I played with them before, but how this guy used them, he knew how to play with them. I have to give it to him. He played with the Cleveland Cavaliers pretty good, taking me to town with Jarrett Allen, and that's one common theme in this video. I just do not have the bigs to contend with the other team bigs. Like, we have the Clippers, we have Serge Ibaka, we have Zubac, but I don't think that was necessary enough to try and contain Jarrett Allen. Jarrett Allen is pretty good on this game, and the defense in this league, it's just spectacular, man. My opponent defense, it was just ridiculous. I mean, he was just all over the place, and you can see that's true because we've only scored 3 points in the first quarter, and that was just ridiculous. It's 16-3. This is probably my lowest scoring quarter yet. So starting off this league again, we're not looking too good, and I made the mistake of picking the Clippers. I just don't learn my lesson. I'm kind of hard-headed. Like, I think of the Clippers, you would think that they have a competent roster, even without Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, that they would at least be a good tier 3 team. But God, man, this team right here, this team needs Jesus to help them out. But nonetheless, got to try and win the game. I decided to go with them because I really do like Serge Ibaka and Reggie Jackson. Those are 2 of the players I really mess with on this team. But everyone else, man, it's just a liability. Nicholas Batum, I thought he was going to be able to play defense and hit some shots for us, but he kind of struggled this game. But, you know, the game's not over yet. Backing down with Serge Ibaka, he's playing good defense. We're just trying to move the ball around. Batum to the rim, getting it to go. Surprised that one was not blocked by, I'm telling you, my opponent was everywhere as he gets a easy mid-range with Kevin Love as caught us lacking. Batum got to get back quicker, man. But yeah, my game plan was, of course, try and get shooters open, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad game plan. It just depends on the type of plays 2K call. Reggie Jackson, one of our wide open 3-pointers that did go in for us, and now the score is 21-12. This is kind of surprising. I never thought this year in 2K I would be down this much against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but they do have a pretty nice roster, but I think in 2K terms it would be pretty hard to play with them. But I can't really say that when my opponent's hitting shots like that with Evan Mobley, I believe, and now it's 25-12, and he steals the pass on the inbound, has takeover, he's on fire, decides to pull the 3, but he doesn't get it to go, and now we're winding down the first half. I just got to take my time. That's what I'm doing on this possession here. I'm trying to find a good shot. Serge Ibaka handles the bad pass, and we're able to get it up and in right before half. So we kind of turned that around. 3 points in the first quarter, 11 points in the second. So now let's see what we do in this first half. And now watch my opponent score. What is he gonna do? Is he just gonna take off, or is he going to struggle like I did in the first quarter? So now we're on offense, beginning of the second half now, trying to get something going with the Clippers. And if you guys played with the Clippers in tier 3 without Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, let me know how your experience went, how you strategized, or the things you did to win, or if you lost, how did it go? What cost you? Was it this team, or was it just 2K in general? Because I really feel like the Clippers could really be a good tier 3 team, even without their 2 stars. But I don't know. I guess in 2K terms, it just doesn't work out like that. Like Zubac should be taking advantage right there. But Batum, wide open 3-pointer. I kind of wasted the shot clock, but that's fine. We get the offensive rebound. Morris in the corner, getting that 3-pointer to go. Now it's 19-25. And remember, my opponent only had 25 points to end out the first half, and he hasn't scored yet. So right now the defense is picking up, the offense is picking up, and that's why you just got to stay in the game. Reggie Jackson, corner 3 ball, and I tell you, that's why I mess with Reggie Jackson. When he's left wide open for 3, he has a nice shot release, and he could hit down the open 3s most of the time. So 25-24, defense looking outstanding, and my opponent has not scored yet. He only had 25 points at the end of the first half, and finally he scores. What a struggle quarter for him. Now he has 27 points, and that is going to be it for the third quarter. Amazing defensive quarter. My opponent did worse than me. He only scored 2 points in that third quarter, and we were able to come all the way back, and now we're down by 3 points. But is it enough for us to win this game? We're gonna find out here in this fourth quarter. Pick and roll with Jared Allen. I'm trying to play off ball. I'm right there for the steal, but it tips off my hand, and he gets the chance to put it up and in for 2 points and makes the game 29-24. So our offense was atrocious. Reggie Jackson, another big 3-pointer for him, and he's going to cut this lead down back to 2 points with about less than 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. So simple offense for my opponent. Pick and roll. I don't know why the computer is helping. I have help defense set to 0. Let's see. Serge Ibaka. This is why I needed the Clippers, and this is not why I needed him, because I need him to play much aggressive defense. And I don't know how can I play defense on that, because it's kind of hard for me to time and determine when the opponent is going to shoot. And maybe if you guys have some tips, let me know, because I'm not the best 2K player in the world. I just play 2K. I try to strategize and implement a game plan. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, but it's kind of fun playing 2K. But these last couple of games before this video, they're kind of frustrating to play. But you know, I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things, and I probably might live stream in the next couple of days, or maybe even next week, depending on how everything goes. Or I just might play the games offline and just edit it up and put it in a video. So let's get back to the game now. Less than 2 minutes remaining. I'm down by 2 points. Can I finally take the lead? This is what I've been dreaming and hoping for in this game. But a mid-range right there is probably going to put the dagger in us, man. It's just ridiculous. And we foul on that possession. Don't know why, or they called that foul so late, and I don't even think that was a foul like that, man. But it's whatever. 37-31. We're running out of time, man. I don't think the Clippers have enough offensive power to dig themselves out of a hole like this with this little time remaining. But Serge Ibaka could save us with a 3-pointer, but we're gonna go down to the post, backing down, getting that layup to go, and now we still got some time. We play defense, we get on the fast break, we'll be all right, man. But it starts with the defense, and dang, this shot here by Blake, excuse me, that was Darius Garland. But yeah, Garland just went off in this game, and he just ended it right there with another 3-pointer, and he just went off with Garland late in the game. I was kind of surprised, and the final score ended up being 48-35, and so we take another loss. I just don't understand what's going on. The competition is pretty good. It's 407 players in the Hall of Fame league, and they might be better than the players in the greatest of all time. I don't know. How did your guys, or how did your experience go in the greatest of all time league? Because I always notice in every 2K that the greatest of all time league always has more players than the Hall of Fame league, and I find that kind of weird because you would think there would be less players in the greatest of all time league, but there isn't, and that's seemed to be a common theme in 2K. But let's move on to the next game. Hopefully we get a win. And I went back to the Houston Rockets. This is a team I played with a lot, online and offline, especially in the early stages of play now online, where everybody was just getting their feet wet and everything. But you know, let's see how it goes around this time. My opponent has the Indiana Pacers. I played with this team once and I was really interested in their roster, and I think they have a good roster, but you know, will it be enough for him to pull out the victory? Like, I think Miles Turner, Domantas Sabonis, if I pronounce his name correctly, and Karis LeVert, Malcolm Brogdon as well. I think if you could run some nice plays or get some simple offense, you'd be good. My opponent sauced me up there, took me off the dribble. I'm like, okay. So he's putting on a little bit of moves, and we are looking like we did in the last game where we played with the Los Angeles Clippers. A horrible start, and I don't know why I just keep getting off to these bad starts. It's 10-2 now, and I'm just praying and hoping that this is not a repeat of the last game. But Matthews Garrison hits a three-pointer for us, making the score 10-5. Fast break opportunity for us. Matthews again. And I noticed that this year, or in this league, that fast break offense is pretty non-existent. It seemed like the computer defense recovers so quickly, and my offense is kind of built on that because I like playing good defense and getting out on the break and run, but always just got to try and adapt. So 12-8, first quarter winding down. Not looking too bad. I mean, we're down. We definitely do better, but Matthews again decides not to pull the three, and I'm going to go down low into the post. That one is up and good for us. I don't know who that is. I think that may be Sagun. But I'll have to double check later. So 14-10, my opponent has the lead. I would have rather have the lead just to kind of build my confidence, but we just got to fight and climb out of this hole again. Jalen Green, Eric Gordon. Now, this is why I kind of picked the Rockets, because of their ability to shoot the three-pointer. My opponent caught lacking. DJ Augustine to the rim, foul in the bucket. So now we're only down by 1 point, and we could take the lead on this next offensive possession, but defense must come first before we even think about doing that. My opponent, it's a three-pointer with Miles Turner, and let me tell you, Miles Turner just gave Christian Wood that work this game. You can see that Wood is already ice cold. Look at this nice sauce-up move here. Green for a three-pointer. I had to get my opponent back. We were struggling on offense, so I just did some random crossovers and we were able to get a three-pointer. But yeah, Wood was ice cold in this game, and that was another reason why I picked the Rockets, because I thought Wood was going to be a good center. But in this game, Miles Turner had that on lock, man. And I knew Miles Turner is a great defensive player, but in this game, he was acting like Shaq. I was surprised, like, damn, come on, Wood, I know you better than this. But we'll just see how it goes. So another three-point play. Garrison Matthews. This is why I like Matthews and why I like the Rockets, our ability to shoot. And when we call the right three-point plays, it is ran to perfection and executed well. We're going to hit on those opportunities 90% of the time. Kevin Porter straight to the rim. Now we tied this game up. Second half, or excuse me, first half winding down. His guys are kind of tired. Turner takes the three-pointer, but Sabonis is there. Rips through Jalen Tate, I believe. Oh, I know that's Tate. And was able to get the putback. Turner again going to work, gives it to Sabonis, and like I said, it seemed to be a common theme in these two games I played. I just don't really have the two bigs to contend with the other two bigs. When those guys, they get in that restricted area, it always seems like they're scoring, because it's hard for me to want to try and play aggressive without fouling, and then I don't want to jump, and then they put the shot up and in. It's kind of a tough situation, and it just starts with perimeter defense, right? And I kind of try to adjust to playing off-ball defense, so that way I don't get taken off the ball easily and he gets an easy drive. But my off-ball defense was pretty horrendous too, man, and I don't know what's going on with my skills. Maybe I'm not that good at 2K, and I'm not even that good at 2K. never really claimed to be, but I would say I'm above average in 2K. Like, I think I could get to the greatest of all time, and we've done it last year. But it's some of these tactics that these guys use is like, yeah, they're on another level. But you know, you just gotta have faith and confidence in yourself, and hopefully we have that in this game, and we should. 29-26, and this was right after I took that loss against the Clippers, so a bit of frustration setting in because that last loss was tough, and playing with the Clippers, I could never play with them again, man. Like, I really want to have faith in them, but how they just play, it's kind of hard to play with them. Wood to the basket, throwing it down. You see my opponent extending the lead now, and we're coming to the end of the third quarter. Green, corner three-pointer. That one is good. 33-31. I'm down by 2 points. Now let's just play some defense and try and get some easy offense going. So he's going back to Sabonis, down low into the paint, and that's why I brought in Daniel Theis, but it's just not enough. Sabonis is just going to go to work on him, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. 37-33. We still have a chance to try and win this game, but it starts with the defense and offense. Need to be a lot more consistent. Theis down low, throwing it down, getting us started. 35-37. Can we repeat our defensive performance in the last game where we only held my opponent to 2 points in that third quarter? I mean, my opponent already scored in this quarter, so hopefully that'll be the last score for him, but we'll see how it goes. Theis again. Now Theis is heating up, getting cooked on defense. Now my opponent scores once more, so it's going back and forth. You know, I can't play defense, he can't play defense. Our offense is kind of struggling, but when we do score, we score, and then we score right back on the other end. Christian Wood, this is what I needed for him. Where was this? Now he's tired, and he's just throwing things down. 43-41, back and forth, still a 2-point lead in that one. That shot right there hurt us. I was not really expecting Miles Turner to hit that, and he was able to hit that wide open mid-range jump shot. Miles Turner is pretty good on this game. It's a bonus. Just puts the knife in our heart and just ends the game. That was really it. I couldn't really come back. Final score ended up being 49-44, and so we're on the verge again of restarting this league. I don't know. I have to try and find the right team and just pick with them and just strategize. But I appreciate you guys watching and waiting for me to upload, and I will see you in the next video or live stream.